true Athens/Chris Patton tradition, he put himself on the show that he booked, even though no one else will put him on a show ever. I'm kidding, of course. Nate does all kinds of local comedy around town. He has been around here longer than any of us, including me, so he deserves not only a hearty round of applause when he comes up to the stage, but he also deserves your respect. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nate Mitchell.
It's not often I hear my name and the word respect used in the same sentence. But anyway, yeah, my name's Nate Mitchell. Let me tell you, I had a bit of a rough childhood. My mom always told me that I was a difficult birth, but I guess it is kind of hard to have a baby when you're squatting over the garbage disposal. When I was a kid, my mom would drag me everywhere. But eventually the doctors insisted that she cut the umbilical cord. I was a bright kid. I talked at an early age. Most kids just say one word. I said a whole sentence. The first thing I ever said, I wasn't even a year old. It was, please stop. I beg of you. Just take my wallet. But seriously, folks. I did grow up in a strict household, but I just want to set the record straight. You know, Mom would only hit us kids when there was a good reason, like, you know, when we misbehaved, or if we brought a bad grade home from school, or we were blocking the liquor cabinet. So, anyway, let me take a sip. I'm from Manchester, New Hampshire, and it's actually the birthplace of the Segway vehicle, but I feel like a disappointment that you're not going to be seeing many Segways here. But anyway, I was driving around the other day, and I saw a bumper sticker with an American flag on it, and on one side of the flag it said, Navy SEALs 1, Bin Laden 0. I thought that was a little inaccurate. I'm like, shouldn't it be Navy SEALs 1, Bin Laden 2,996? I mean, if it was a Little League game, I think it would have been called by the 4th inning. I went to a party with a friend, and I didn't know whose house it was or whatever. I just showed up, and when I got there, I saw that there was a cake with candles on the middle of the table, and I'm like, oh, cool, who's having the party? Or who's having the birthday? And one of the people that was at the house like pulled me aside and was like, that cake's for Toby, and it's not a birthday. Those candles represent his T-cell count. So we lit the candles, and we watched them go out one by one by one. A lot of people ask me, Nate, have you always had such a shitty sense of humor? And I was like, well, in high school I played in a punk band called the AIDS Quilt. So how many of you celebrated 420 this year? Yeah. Come on, give yourself a round of applause if you celebrated 420. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I didn't know that there were so many people that cared about Hitler's birthday, but you know, Adolf Hitler, he gets a bad rap. You know, I mean, cut the guy some slack. I mean, you know, sometimes you need to break 6 million eggs to make an omelet. Come on, I mean, really. Time for a sip. Rattlesnakes and condoms are two things that I don't fuck with. And it's true, because I'm always paranoid that I'm going to get my girlfriend pregnant, which is why I'm always trying to persuade her into having the anal sex. I've only been able to wear her down to the point where she lets me stick the tip of my dick in, and which is a move that I like to call the semicolon. And a lot of guys wouldn't be satisfied with just halfway anal sex, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to see the ass is half full. And the fact fact that, you know, she's an older lady, you know, it's like 10 years older than me, and, you know, I thought one of the good things about like dating a cougar is that you didn't really have to worry too much about the pregnancy thing, but lo and behold, you know, she says that she's Mr. Period, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, you're pregnant? I'm like, how is that possible? We know where my sperm goes, it goes all over your tits. You don't ovulate out your tits, do you? No, I didn't think so. But she blamed it on me. She said it was because of my poor hygiene. Can you believe that? She said that we had sex one day, and then, you know, I did my thing, and that I had semen on my penis, and then stuck it in a second time. She's saying that the semen on my penis, it was like glazed on there, like some sort of Dunkin' Donuts cruller, going back in, and that's what fertilized her. I'm like, oh great, cruller penis. This kid's off to a great start. You know, because I'm old, and she's even older, and you just know like all the eggs and the sperms in there are just like riddled with the downs and stuff. Like the, you know, the bottom feeders. And I was just like, I was irritated. Because, you know, she's an older lady, and I just figure at this point, it's like, with her ovaries, it's like the eggs in there. It's got to be like a tube of toothpaste. It's almost done. It's like, you know, you squeeze it in. There's just a little bit left in there. It's got to be like the dregs. And you know, society prevents me from cutting her open and just scraping it out myself. So I think you see where this is going. There was a medical procedure that had to be done, but I gotta say, I paid for it. I don't want to give you guys the wrong idea. I paid for it. I paid for a hysterectomy. You know, my buddy Mark works over at St. Mary's Hospital, and he's an X-ray tech, but you know, I gave him 50 bucks. I'm like, you know, how hard can a hysterectomy be, Mark? Come on. If it's gonna be like carving a jack-o'-lantern, you know, and just scoop that shit out. Another thing, dating an older woman, it's like, vagina lately, it's been a little on the dry side, you know, but I gotta say, one thing that I found that works really well for clearing that up is KY jelly. Like, you go to Walgreens, you see the KY on the shelf, and you always think like, oh, I'll never need that, but, well, let me tell you folks, KY jelly works really good. Another thing that works really well for that, consent. Alright folks, just like I tell all my HIV infected friends, stay positive. My name's Nate Mitchell, thanks for coming out to the show. Back to Ed.
I've got nothing. What do you follow that up with except maybe a Hallmark card, a 1950s style political apology video, Richard Nixon holding a fucking dog by the ears and apologizing to the nation? Oh, yeah, I like to keep things topical. That was a checkers joke. Try to stick with, okay, one person is on board with that.